You know those people who just seem to win all the time? Have you ever wondered what their secret is? Well, I can tell you, it's not just about luck, and it's definitely not about one single moment of glory. No, it's a system, it's a process, and the best part is, it's something anyone can learn. Okay, let's get into it and really unpack the art of winning.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts right here with this one single idea. Long before a trophy is ever lifted, long before any big goal is achieved, the real victory has to happen inside your head. It's a way of thinking. It's how you approach every single day. And like I said, it's a mindset you can start building right now.
So what even is this winner's mindset? Well, at its very core, it's what a lot of psychologists call a growth mindset. It's this belief that your talents, your intelligence, they aren't just set in stone from birth. Think of them more like muscles. The more you challenge them, the more you work them, the stronger they actually get.
Let's imagine we're building a pyramid of success. The very first block, the foundation that absolutely everything else rests on, is that growth mindset we just talked about. I mean, if you get this part right, you're building on solid rock. But if you get it wrong, well, you're just building on sand.
What's so powerful here is how this shows two totally different ways of reacting to the exact same obstacle. The fixed mindset sees a challenge and immediately says, oh, I'm just not good at this. It's a total dead end. But the growth mindset, it sees that same challenge and asks, okay, what can I learn from this? One sees a wall, the other sees a ladder.
And this mindset, it shows up in a few really key ways you can actually see in your day-to-day. It's resilience, right? That ability to get knocked down and just stand right back up. It's having a real thirst for learning, always looking for new knowledge. It's about embracing challenges, seeing them as mountains you get to climb, not walls that are there to stop you. And, finally, it's seeing effort as the path to mastery, really understanding that hard work is what forges real skill.
A winning mindset also means you're thinking strategically. It's kind of the difference between playing chess and playing checkers. See, tactical thinking is reactive. You're just dealing with the move that's right in front of your face. But strategic thinking is proactive. It's about seeing the whole board, thinking 10 moves ahead, and setting yourself up for that long-term victory.
So, let's move up to the next layer of our pyramid. Once you've laid that solid foundation of a growth mindset, you need a blueprint, a map. You've got to know exactly where you're going. And that's where having a clear vision and some concrete goals comes in.
So let me ask you, straight up, what is your North Star? What is that one single guiding purpose that you're always moving towards? Just having an answer to that question, it changes everything. Because that vision, that's your compass. Without it, you're just a ship without a rudder, getting tossed around by the waves of daily life. But with a clear vision, every choice you have to make becomes so much simpler. You just ask yourself, does this move me closer to my North Star, or does it push me off course? But a big vision can feel, well, huge and kind of far away. That's where the SMART framework comes in. It's this great tool for turning that distant star into a bunch of achievable steps. It forces you to be specific. What exactly do you want? Make it measurable. How will you know you're making progress? Then you got to make sure it's achievable, relevant to your big vision, and finally, time-bound, with a deadline to give you that sense of urgency.
Think of it this way. Your long-term goal is the summit of the mountain. Your short-term goals, they're the base camps you set up along the way. You absolutely need those small, regular wins to keep your momentum and your motivation high for the long climb ahead.
Okay, so you've got the mindset and you've got the blueprint. Now for the really exciting part, action. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's where all those plans on paper become real achievements in the real world. This is where we start building.
And the key thing to remember is that a strategy isn't some dusty old document you write once and then just file away. No way. It's a living, breathing roadmap. It's the bridge that connects where you are right now to where you want to be, and it guides every single step of your journey.
And that journey, it follows a really clear path. First, you develop your high-level strategy. Then, you break that down into a detailed action plan. From there, you figure out your resources, your time, your money, your energy, and then you go for it. You execute while constantly monitoring your progress and making adjustments as you go.
And please remember this one. Winning is a team sport. Seriously. Even the most famous solo pioneers had a network supporting them. You have to know your weaknesses, and then build a team of people who are strong exactly where you're weak. A well-chosen team creates a force that is way more powerful than any one person could ever be.
All right, we've made it to the peak of our pyramid. But here's the secret. True winners know that just reaching the top is not the end. The real challenge, and honestly the real victory, is staying there.
It's all about playing the long game and turning a single win into a legacy of success.
This number, 10,000, it tells such a powerful story about what it takes to sustain success. When someone asked him about all his failures in creating the light bulb, Thomas Edison famously said he hadn't failed at all. He just found 10,000 ways that won't work. See? Setbacks aren't the opposite of success. They are a fundamental, non-negotiable part of the process.
And in a world that's always changing, sustaining your success really requires two superpowers. The first is resilience. That's your ability to take a punch and get right back up. But the second is adaptability, and that's the ability to see the punch coming and gracefully dodge it. You absolutely need both to thrive in the long run.
So the key takeaway here is this. Winning in the long run means you never, ever get comfortable. You have to fight complacency at every turn. You have to stay a lifelong learner. You intentionally cultivate that resilience we talked about. And you constantly reconnect with your purpose, that North Star, to remind yourself why you're even on this journey in the first place.
Because, ultimately, this is what it's all about. The awards, they're going to gather dust. The applause fades, but the strength, the wisdom, the resilience, the character that you forge inside yourself on the journey, that is the real, indestructible victory.
Winning isn't a finish line you cross just one time. It's a continuous process of becoming a better version of yourself. So armed with this framework, the only question left is, what will you set out to win and build within yourself next?